Welcome back, dear students. In the last video we have studied the first part of protein synthesis, that is transcription, and we understood that at the end of transcription a single stranded messenger RNA is synthesized. And before going with translation, in today's video let us know some important aspects related to enzyme RNA polymerase, and let us also understand what are the types of RNAs. And coming back to the enzyme RNA polymerase, I told you it is the enzyme which makes the synthesis of single-stranded mRNA possible on double-stranded DNA. So that's why this enzyme is said to be RNA polymerase. What are the other names for RNA polymerase? It is also called transcriptase, because it is the enzyme which makes the transcription possible, and it synthesizes single-stranded RNA on double-stranded DNA. That's why RNA polymerase is also called DNA-dependent RNA polymerase. And when we look into the details and types of RNA polymerases in prokaryotes, when we look into protein synthesis in prokaryotic cells like bacterial cells, in prokaryotes all the types of RNAs like mRNA, that is messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA, and tRNA, transfer RNA. So the three important types of non-genetic RNAs, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, are synthesized by single type or same type of RNA polymerase in what? Prokaryotes. So I want students to remember, in prokaryotes all the types of RNAs are synthesized by same type of RNA polymerase enzyme, but in eukaryotes it is different. So that's why we say eukaryotic RNA polymerases exhibit division of labor. What is the meaning of this statement? In eukaryotes different types of RNAs are synthesized by different types of RNA polymerases. So the three important types of RNAs are rRNA, mRNA and tRNA. So for the synthesis of three different types of RNAs in eukaryotes, three different RNA polymerases are present. So I have written rRNA. So synthesis of ribosomal RNA is the function of which enzyme? That is RNA polymerase 1. And synthesis of mRNA is the function of RNA polymerase 2. Whereas tRNA is synthesized by RNA polymerase 3. So before going into details, I want students to understand RNA polymerase is the enzyme responsible for the process of transcription. That's why it is also called transcriptase. In prokaryotes, all the three types of RNAs are synthesized by same type of RNA polymerase. But in eukaryotes, three different types of RNAs are synthesized by three different RNA polymerase enzymes. So rRNA synthesis is the function of RNA polymerase 1. mRNA synthesis is the function of RNA polymerase 2. tRNA is synthesized by RNA polymerase 3. In eukaryotes, RNA polymerase 1 can synthesize all the types of RNAs. According to textbook, in eukaryotes, RNA polymerase 1 can synthesize 5.8S rRNA, 18S rRNA and 28S rRNA. So in eukaryotes, RNA polymerase 1 can synthesize 5.8S rRNA, 18S rRNA and 28S rRNA. But in eukaryotes, along with these types, one more RNA is also present, that is 5S rRNA. So this is an important point students should remember. In eukaryotes, RNA polymerase 1 can synthesize all the types of rRNAs except what is the answer? 5S rRNA. So I repeat, in eukaryotes, broadly speaking, synthesis of rRNA is the function of RNA polymerase 1. But in rRNA, once again, different types are present like 5.8S, 18S, 28S, etc. So RNA polymerase 1 synthesizes 3 types of rRNAs, which are they? 5.8S, 18S and 28S. But RNA polymerase 1 cannot synthesize which type of rRNA? Answer should be 5S rRNA. And mRNA. In eukaryotes, if you remember, immediately at the end of transcription, the eukaryotic mRNA is not functional and we call it hnRNA, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. And this hnRNA is the precursor of eukaryotic mRNA. So that's why once again students should not confuse. Here I said RNA polymerase 2 responsible for the synthesis of mRNA, that is messenger RNA. But in eukaryotes what happens? Functional mRNA is not directly synthesized immediately after the transcription. Immediately at the end of the transcription, the RNA synthesized is called hnRNA. hnRNA subjected to a process called splicing. After the splicing, hnRNA transforms into what? Functional eukaryotic mRNA. So with this it is very clear. Let the question be, what is the function of RNA polymerase 2 in eukaryotes? Synthesis of what? hnRNA. But actually what is hnRNA? Precursor of eukaryotic mRNA. That's why I have directly written RNA polymerase 2 is responsible for the synthesis of mRNA. And finally, tRNA is synthesized by which enzyme? RNA polymerase 3. So this RNA polymerase 3 is responsible for the synthesis of tRNA, that is transfer RNA. Along with this, RNA polymerase can synthesize one more type of RNA which is called snRNA, that is small nucleolar RNA, and also RNA polymerase 3 synthesizes 5S rRNA. If you remember what I said, RNA polymerase 1 can synthesize all the types of rRNAs except 5S rRNA. Then who synthesizes 5S rRNA? It is nothing but RNA polymerase 3. So I want students remember, main function of RNA polymerase 3 in eukaryotes is synthesis of tRNA. But along with tRNA, RNA polymerase 3 synthesizes snRNA, which stands for small nucleolar RNA. Along with that, it synthesizes one type of rRNA. Which type of rRNA it is? 5S rRNA. So in this way, in prokaryotes, all the types of RNAs are synthesized by same type of RNA polymerase. But in eukaryotes, 3 different types of non-genetic RNAs are synthesized by 3 different RNA polymerases. That's why eukaryotic RNA polymerases are said to be exhibiting division of labor. Till now we understood the types of RNA polymerase enzyme. Now let us know the details of what is RNA and what are the 2 basic types of RNA. As we all know, RNA is a type of nucleic acid along with DNA in the living systems, and RNA is ribonucleic acid and it is the polymer of nucleotides, and RNA is believed to be the first genetic material. But today, in most of the living organisms, what is the predominant genetic material? DNA is the predominant genetic material because of the properties like self-replication and stability, etc. So now RNA is present in all the living systems without any exception, but rarely RNA can act as the genetic material, that is, it can act as storehouse of genetic information. And there are very few viruses whose genomes are made up of RNA. We call them RNA viruses. The best examples are HIV and TMB. So in very few plant and animal viruses, their genome is made up of RNA only, where DNA is absent. So due to the absence of DNA, RNA only acts as storehouse of genetic information, that is nothing but genetic material, and such RNA is called genetic RNA. So with this, Broadly, we can classify RNA into what? Genetic RNA and non-genetic RNA. What is the meaning of genetic RNA? The RNA which acts as storehouse of genetic information in the absence of DNA is called genetic RNA. Best examples for genetic RNA in some RNA viruses like HIV and TMV, due to the absence of DNA, RNA only acting as what? Genetic material. But as we all know, along with DNA, without any exception, whether it is a prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell, plant cell, animal cell, along with DNA, variety of RNAs are present. When RNA is present along with DNA, now RNA can no more act as genetic material, but it performs various other functions. So based on the different functions performed by the RNA, it is classified into mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. And all these three come under the category of what? Non-genetic RNA, because they are present, these RNAs are present along with the DNA. They are not acting as genetic material. That's why we are calling them as what? Non-genetic RNA. But they perform various different functions. Based on that, we classify them into what? Messenger RNA, transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA. So these three are the important non-genetic RNAs present in all, like prokaryotes, eukaryotes, etc. So here M stands for messenger RNA. Already I told you, mRNA is synthesized at the end of what? Transcription, and it carries the message, that is the information required for the protein synthesis from nucleus to cytoplasm. That's why this RNA is called messenger RNA. And students should remember, messenger RNA has one more name. It is also called informosome for competitive exams. And point students should remember, which RNA is also called informosome? Answer should be mRNA, because it carries the information required for the protein synthesis. And another point students should remember, it is the least abundant type of RNA. Means total mRNA is just around 5% of the total RNA. That's why least abundant type of RNA is mRNA, which is also called informosome. And coming to stability also, least stable form of RNA, answer should be mRNA. So students can remember, least abundant and least stable form of RNA is mRNA, which carries the genetic information required for protein synthesis from nucleus to the cytoplasm. That's why it is also called informosome. And once again, if the question is asked, which of the following RNA is least stable? If you have two options, prokaryotic mRNA and eukaryotic mRNA, students should remember, prokaryotic mRNA is less stable when compared to eukaryotic mRNA, because if you remember, eukaryotic mRNA contains 5' cap structure and 3' poly A tail. So this cap and tail offer more stability to eukaryotic mRNA when compared to prokaryotic mRNA. Next, transfer RNA, tRNA. It is also called soluble RNA, and it is also called adopter RNA, because name itself indicates, T for transfer. It transfers the amino acid from amino acid pool to the site of protein synthesis, that is nothing but ribosomes. As they are responsible for transferring of amino acids required for the synthesis of a polypeptide chain, it is called transfer RNA, and it has two other names, that is called soluble RNA. Every tRNA adopts a particular amino acid, that's why it is called adopter RNA. And in terms of size, students should remember, the smallest RNA, so out of three types, which is the smallest RNA, means answer should be tRNA. It is made up of less than 100 nucleotides, that's why tRNA is the smallest RNA responsible for transferring the amino acids required for polypeptide chain synthesis. tRNA is also called soluble RNA, otherwise called adopter RNA. And finally, rRNA, that is ribosomal RNA. the RNA responsible for the formation of ribosomes along with some proteins. That's why it is called ribosomal RNA. And students should remember, the most abundant type of RNA is rRNA, and the most stable form of RNA is rRNA. So this is very clear. Least abundant and least stable is mRNA. Most abundant and most stable is rRNA. R stands for what? Ribosomal. Why we are using this name? It is the RNA which helps in the formation of ribosomes along with some proteins. That's why it is called rRNA. rRNA is also called insoluble RNA. So which RNA is called soluble RNA means answer should be tRNA, and which RNA is called insoluble RNA, answer should be rRNA. So this is the information about three types of non-genetic RNAs. And one more point students should remember, the RNA which can act as an enzyme. If that question is asked, once again answer should be rRNA. And students should remember, in prokaryotes, very important point which students should remember, in prokaryotes 23S rRNA acts as an enzyme called ribozyme, asked in many competitive exams. So in prokaryotes, what is ribozyme? Ribozyme is an enzyme. It is made up of type of RNA. Which type of RNA? 23S rRNA. So this 23S rRNA in prokaryotes act as an enzyme called ribozyme, which help in the formation of peptide bonds in between the amino acids at the time of polypeptide chain synthesis. So this is all about what is RNA and what are the types of RNAs. Based on main function, RNA is classified into genetic RNA and non-genetic RNA. What are the three main types of non-genetic RNAs? Messenger RNA, transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA. So in this video I have covered what is RNA polymerase enzyme and what are the types of RNA polymerases, and RNA polymerase is responsible for the synthesis of RNA. That's why I have told you what is RNA, what are the types of RNAs and what are the main functions performed by various types of RNAs. Thank you.